D&E podcast. We don't ever actually have like a proper way of doing this, do we? It's just become like a thing where... Do podcasts usually have like an intro? Should we figure out an intro? I've been jokingly starting all of them saying, I'm D, that's E, because I think it's funny how I'm calling myself D.
Yeah, I like it. We'll run with that.
Oh. Welcome back to the D&E podcast. I'm D, he's E, and we have Jake.
Hi, I'm here too.
Right, get in your seat. By the way, so, oh, I'm gonna go over here. In the opening, you were, oh, hello. I got a backtrack of you dancing there.
Yeah.
So that I'm that could be a TikTok. You know, who knows? You might revive my TikTok. Who knows?
I'm just that good, ladies and gentlemen.
It's just that good, right?
I'm just that good.
Do you, Waggy? How's your week
Yes, it's been okay. You know, I mean, I was away for a while. Company was a bit shit, but you know, can't really do much about that.
Where were you?
I was down in like Cork. You know,
with the company, of course.
with the company, yeah, company business. You know how it is.
Oh, I get it. The
yeah.
company was a bit. You mean us? You said company. I thought you were doing a bit like it was like an organization, but I realized you meant company as in the people with you.
Yes.
Well, shit.
For context, these two were with me.
Yeah, we were all in Cork over the week. Yes,
Yeah,
you were
I
there.
was.
You were there, and you were there, and you were
Yeah,
there.
you drank all my beer.
Hey man, you kept giving it to me.
I still have
I did
that
again.
bottle of it's not even it's like a limoncello concoction that Leon made me of whatever was left. Oh my god! It's like the bottle cap is like pushing itself off with the pressure.
You don't know what he made me?
What?
So I had like I don't know, a quarter of Southern Comfort left in the bottle, and then he poured lemon jello, some other alcohol, and like a little bit of foam, like a smidge. It's gorgeous.
I'll be honest. I don't know what's in this, but it scares me. And I haven't actually. Actually, that reminds me. What are the beverages this evening, boys? You have any
So-
bevies on?
I do. I've got Diet Coke and I've got a Vit Hit.
I also just have a Coke, but I do have the limoncello concoction that we may crack into if we decide to at some point.
I have whiskey next to me, so I mean.
I have 5 bottles of whiskey there next to me.
I mean,
I have the whiskey shelf.
Podcast, you should have none left. So let's just go hard or go home. You know what they say?
That makes me think. Do we ever want to bring back Beers in Bed Wars?
No.
No.
But it was so much fun.
God,
No.
no. Also, I don't know why I have this, but here you go.
Oh, thank you. I think we should bring back Beers in Bed Wars.
No.
Well, if anyone wants to see Beers in Bed Wars, they let us know in the Discord.
If you want to see Beers in Bed Wars, why don't you go ahead and keep that to yourself?
You know what? Fuck. I'll start doing Beers in Bed Wars as a solo series of just me getting drunk playing Bed Wars and failing at it.
Man, getting drunk alone and playing video games is not a hobby. That's a problem.
That's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle.
It's definitely something, buddy. It's definitely something.
It's definitely... Oh, okay. First thing on the list was the usual weekly Done S&P BTS, which we have...
I don't listen to K-pop.
It's not...
Luke, why?
There you go.
Fuck
We're all
it.
mods in my chat. You blocked it?
I didn't mean to. Bye.
Fox.
Look what you done,
Unblock
Jake.
it. Unblock it.
I've ruined something. Alright, I'll unfuck it. You guys
No.
talk.
Oh wait,
Doesn't
added...
matter.
Wait, did you add the block term or...
I didn't. Okay, it
Did you
came
block
up.
me?
It came up and said, user said word. The word was gay.
And did you say added
The
or
user
not?
was him, and he said it was like, is this word blocked correctly? And I thought it would be funny to say yes, so that his message didn't go through and he lost channel points.
Well,
But
now
then
no
it
one can say
blocked
gay in
the
my
term.
chat.
So no more gay in chat. See, that's another one. You cannot say you bitch.
It's been allowed. Get fucked.
I just allowed
Fuck,
it.
I
Thank you.
did click don't allow.
Oh my god. Right, so the done SMP behind the scenes for the week, or the only update for the week, is that hopefully we're currently working on the scheduling because hopefully this week we'll have the next lore stream, just depending on how scheduling works. Everything's ready to go. It's just scheduling.
Right, hang on. We need to do the first part where we talk about what everyone did this week. So yeah, I went to holiday on Kerry. What'd you guys? Oh, not Kerry, Cork. What'd you guys do?
Cork. We were on the same holiday.
No fucking what? What'd you do when you were there? But
What did we? Well, there was no service, so that was a start.
That's
It was
true,
very
yeah.
fun. Don't
yeah,
get me
you
wrong.
guys had no service. That
Had a
was unlucky.
blast. But I also think it was just hilarious how to get service you had to go outside to the little stretch and stand on the edge of the road to make sure you got service.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And Amy's epiphany about being able to mirror her phone onto the projector.
Lifesaver.
Which, yeah, essentially we didn't have. Again, we didn't have any DVDs. I brought a DVD player, no DVDs, so it was just whatever we could download on our phones, from outside in the little corner. Most of the time, stood in the rain. So,
Yeah.
which, what ended up happening was, Amy was able to download a movie on her phone, or YouTube videos, it was, and we were trying to think of how the hell do we project it onto the computer, because obviously I have an app that you can do it on my computer, but you need Wi-Fi, and we had no Wi-Fi because no Wi-Fi, no service, no nothing. And then I Googled it while I was outside getting service, and it was, oh, you just need a Type-C to HDMI cable, and I was like, I don't have one of those.
But you did. But you did.
After
You
about
did.
half an hour of
You did.
throwing ideas around, Amy had this epiphany that the fucking switch dock is a Type-C to HDMI cable. Also, you boys don't know, or I don't think you know, turns out Kevin had one the whole time.
Fuck's
Now I have
sake.
two people to be
Kevin.
mad at.
Isn't that right, Kevin? In chat there. You had
Damn
one
it,
of the...
Kevin.
Oh, there's fire. You had one of those cables the whole time. But yeah, but you know, it was fun.
We'll
We
remember
had...
this.
It was fun
We'll remember
antics trying to get movies and stuff working.
It was a good laugh, yeah.
It was a blast.
It was, yeah. I enjoyed it. I had fun. And what else did we do? We got a car started.
Oh yeah, the car that's been like out of action for 1 moment, please. Hell yeah. The car that's been like out of action for God knows how long. It took you what, 5 minutes?
If even.
5 minutes to get that thing up and going again?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, that was good. Got that started and then just... and it was funny because when I first got in it and tried to pull away, all the brakes had seized. So I put it into reverse and I was getting nothing. We weren't budging
You had
at
to rev
all.
the shit out of it to go anywhere.
I slapped it into drive, right? And then I almost had my foot flat and I dumped the clutch and the whole car had a mad shake and then just unstuck itself. I was like, let's go. And then boom, working car. And then one of the brakes was rubbing. So when we drove it down the road and back again, there was there was a burning smell.
Oh my
And
god.
we were like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, and it was a very distinct burning smell. When if you sit,
It was
I don't know,
very noticeable, yeah.
It was very noticeable, yeah. And then
But Ethan came up with a genius solution for the burning smell. If we
What
went
did?
faster, we couldn't smell it.
exactly, and it worked, didn't it? It worked
Yeah.
really well.
I'm very
The
glad
trick
I wasn't
was-
in the vehicle at the time, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, let's see the issue with that. All you need to do, the proper fix for it, is to just drive it. And then
Surely
one of
that's
two
not
things.
the case.
It is though. If you just
If a
drive
bone is broken, you don't keep walking on it to fix it.
No, because if you just drive
No,
it,
that
then
I
it'll
accept.
fix itself, or it'll just wear itself out, and then problem solved. No burning smell.
Clearly, you've never watched Baki.
That reminds me,
Yeah.
actually. You said about the brake pads wearing out. Have you seen, this isn't even a topic on the list, but it's a good segue to it, which, have you seen the new Tesla semi-truck?
Oh, stop.
No.
The new Tesla, this isn't the Cybertruck now.
Oh, okay.
This is completely separate. This is
Oh, yeah,
the
no,
Tesla
yeah,
semi-truck.
I know the one. Yeah, I know the one you're on about.
Which, as I'm just looking up on the website, for context, as you scroll down a bit, and the first thing it says is in full, bold text, it's a beast. More powerful, more efficient, and fully electric semi is the future of trucking. It's got two big screens, so it's just one seat in the middle, and two of obviously the big touch screens to control everything. And one of the things that I heard just briefly on it, as part of the specs or part of the features of it, is the fact that it's something to do with being electric or the way that the brakes work. I think it's got motorized brakes in each one of the axles, so that the brakes, since they're not actual brake pads, they never need to be worn down. They're never worn down and they're never replaced, because essentially the motors in them turn into generators whenever you want to use a brake. So instead of it
Yeah, but I mean,
powering
the
the
only
wheels,
thing that
they
would
switch
be
it and it
replaced
turns
then
into generators.
Yeah, but then the only thing that would be replaced then is obviously those motors.
I don't
Same
know.
with like
He
the
was
starter
pitching it like it
motor,
would
you know?
never. No, nothing ever needs to be replaced.
No, see, that's just a lie. It's the same with like a starter motor, you know? Your starter motor of a car, it generates a pulse which then turns over the engine, and voila, your engine's now running. If your starter motors do go after a while, which was one of the issue with Amy's car, you just give it a quick nudge and it unjams it, and then you're good to go again. But if you're doing that, then it means the starter motor's going and it needs to be replaced.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like it doesn't matter what it is, everything wears over time and it will need to be replaced. Saying something like, oh, it'll never need to be replaced is just a lie.
Mm.
You know?
I'm here just trying to find more information on it, but this just it's just the semi page on Tesla's website,
Yeah.
and it says things like, it's just so memey. All of the headings: badass performance. 3 independent motors provide instant torque and unmatched power at any speed, so drivers can merge safely and keep pace with traffic, accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in 20 seconds, fully loaded, and maintain highway level speeds even up to steep grades.
To be fair, in a truck, that is impressive. But I like the fact that that's their excuse. Oh, yeah, no, it's safe, merge into traffic and whatnot. No, you just want instant torque. That shit's fun. That's what that is.
But yeah, I
That's what
saw
anybody
it
wants.
was essentially just a TikTok that I saw. It looks so Tesla. It's very futuristic-y. With the big fucking windscreen that wraps all the way around. It's all of it screams Tesla.
Yeah.
Although apparently this I don't know, Miles. Apparently this is a very large distance. It goes massive range. Combination trucks account for 18% of the US vehicle emissions. Semi will help change that with less than 2 kilowatt hours per mile of energy consumption. Less than 2 kilowatt hours per mile of energy consumption.
Drink.
What? Oh shit.
Drink.
Oh. Sláinte. With less than 2 kilowatt hours per mile of energy consumption, Semi can travel up to 500 miles on a single charge. Recover up to
500 miles.
500 miles on a single charge. Recover up to 70% of range in 30 minutes using Tesla semi chargers. So yeah, they've got actual patented electric vehicle chargers specifically made for the trucks.
Yeah.
Which that was the whole fast charging thing. Up to 70% of range in 30 minutes. That's pretty impressive. In 30 minutes, you charge your car up to 70%, or the truck up to 70% of its range. Of like the 500 miles.
500 miles, yeah?
Yeah. What's that in kilometers, actually?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
I can tab. I'm already tabbed out. Hold up. What's 500 miles to kilometers?
But see...
That's 800 kilometers.
Okay, well, like, think about it this way. On a normal truck, with like the standard 125 gallons of fuel, so the States, right?
Mm-hmm.
The normal, they're targeting this. This is currently advertised in the States, yeah?
Yeah.
And they're saying it can go 500 miles, correct?
Yeah, 300 or approximately 300 or 500 miles, depending on the model you choose, I think.
Yeah, well, on the majority of the trucks over in the States, their fuel cans, they have 2 of them, bear in mind, but they can normally take up to 125 gallons, right? And on that, they can normally, if like, you know, obviously depending on the terrain and whatnot, but that can normally take them 1,500 miles. So
Mm-hmm.
them boasting saying, yes, on one charge you've got 500 miles. You're like, that's really cool, but that old truck that's been driving around for fuck knows how long can do another 1,000 on top of that
Yeah.
without having to stop, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, but I just don't think the technology's there yet for trucks,
So
you
that's the
know?
thing. I think it is always going to be like a step down because I don't think it is going to be a long time before electric vehicles are going to be as efficient as petrol and diesel vehicles.
Yeah.
But I
Like,
think
for like, imagine like the trip down to Cork. Imagine doing an electric car. Where are you fucking charging that?
here's the thing: we stopped halfway anyway. I think the argument that a lot of electric car users make is that if you're going for these long drives, you're going to be stopping anyway.
Yeah, but
It's
I
a
think the
very
way
niche
again,
market of people who actually would drive for like 3 to 5 hours without stopping.
I beg to differ. It's an easy drive. But you don't be just just don't be a pussy. Just like the drive.
I think the only argument that I can get behind you with it is that when people do stop, they may only stop for 15, 20 minutes. And 15, 20 minutes of a
Mm.
charge is not a lot.
No, you have to be
They
waiting
said
there
they
like
can
at
get
least an
70.
hour, you know?
It said as part of the advertising for this is that it can get 70% of its battery in half an hour. But if you say the distance, say you're going 500 miles, right? And
Yeah.
say you travel, say you're trying to go at 900 miles. So you go 450, you stop, you fuel up for however long, say you stay there for 20 minutes. And then you go for another
Mm.
450. Are you really going to be able to go that full distance on that 70% of power? Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
But I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential in it.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, there's definitely. All right. So hang on, let
Oh,
me
sorry.
just.
One other note about about the Tesla Semi is the fact that
Yeah.
they've already got a deal with with a very large company that'll be using
What's the
these
company?
trucks. Pepsi. Pepsi will be
Oh,
using Tesla semis. I don't know
right.
if it's that they're going to be now exclusively using Tesla semis, but they've got. Oh, thank you for the dono, Jake. Oh no, what have you done?
I haven't done anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I thought you were gonna queue up something in the thingy-majig.
Maybe.
Oh god, is it not working? It hasn't queued up.
Doesn't work, you fool.
Ah! Why is it not? It's supposed to be working. According to my Steam Labs, it's on.
Oh, my €3 back.
See, I think for a fucking truck that can go 500 miles,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really good. It's like for Ireland, as an example, because the
Yeah.
only thing is trucks big, roads small. But I think it's good because like if you're going from like Belfast to Cork, that's only like 240 kilometers, which is like no 420 kilometers. Sorry, which is like 260 miles, I think, something like that, give or
Mm-hmm.
take. So I think that'd be good for something like that because you'd be able to go from Belfast to Cork and then back up again on one charge.
Mm-hmm.
Bar that, and so on. This is advertised in the States. Give me a minute, got a phone.
Getting a phone call.
So unprofessional, Waggy.
Anyway, in the meantime.
Also, I've attempted to fix the thingy, so there you go, Jacob. But yeah, what was the other thing that I had? That wasn't even on my list. Was the Tesla Semi? Wasn't even on my list of topics. The first thing that I had on my list was actually Jacob. You're familiar with ChatGPT?
I've heard of it.
Well, they've just released their new model in GPT-4.
Oh, I have a more interesting topic.
Oh,
No. Are you about to talk about the fact that it tried to do a thing, or they wanted it to try and do a thing?
what do you mean?
Oh fuck! I saw a TikTok on this. So, shit! I'm gonna go find that TikTok real quick. One sec. This is my evidence.
What I was going to talk about is just the general thing of what it is, which is the fact that right now it's in early development. It's considered to be at least 100 times smarter than the original ChatGPT. And the idea is that one of the new features it can do now, or the two big things that it can do now, especially aside from it just being 100 times smarter, is that it can now search the internet. So it's got knowledge up to date to today, instead of the last one, which cut off at December 2021. And as well as that, it can recognize images. So one of the things that came around that people were talking about from the moment it released was that someone showed it a photo of a bunch of ingredients and said, give me a meal that I can make. And it gave it a list of meals that I can make with the ingredients. So it basically just showed it a picture, and it was able to detect every single ingredient in the picture. So like a couple eggs, flour, all that. And it gave a list of meals that it could make with those ingredients. So it can now recognize images. And another one that someone gave an idea of was that you could show it a picture and say something like, oh, write me a short story about all the people in this picture on a romantic getaway. And it could be like all a bunch of celebrities or whatever, and be able to recognize who those people are and be able to work on things like that. The other big one that I heard today that it did was that it was able to fool what was this?
Oh, you want about the chat? One where it was able to
GPT-4,
get
yeah.
a person to work for it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was about to talk about.
Oh yeah,
Hired
I just saw it today.
Because it couldn't get past
captcha.
get past captures.
So it
hired
hired and fooled a person to do the capture for it.
And they asked, "Are you a robot who isn't able to do these?"
And it
these
convinced
captures?
him that it was
No,
awesome.
I just have bad eyesight, so I need somebody else to do them for me.
Which that is, it's both terrifying and incredible that it was. Or I say that the only thing terrifying about it is more so that one person's stupidity. Ooh, gold.
No.
There you go. Oh wait, no, I boxed the logo. You can have there. There you go.
Fuck, that still blocks the logo. All right, fuck it. You don't need to see. Welcome back to the new podcast layout.
We're gonna back to the podcast. There you go. Bit of gold. Spice up the place.
I don't like it.
Well, we don't like you.
I think it looks shit.
I just got off the phone with it, and it says it doesn't like you either. Look what you did. Look what you did, huh? You happy with yourself, Ethan? Don't answer that.
But another side note. I've been so tempted to pay for GPT-4. Not gonna lie.
Because
it does cost money right now. Because the idea is that it's something that they're testing, and it's the paid members, because I didn't realize that there was an actual paid version of ChatGPT. Which is their ChatGPT Plus. That's what it is. So you can pay.
Is that
I think it's
ChatGPT 4.
Yeah,
GPT-4.
GPT-4 specifically is only available for ChatGPT Plus users. I think there's a couple other benefits of it which they had before, but now the big thing is if you upgrade to Plus, you get access to 4. I think it's €20 a month. It's $20 a month.
Do you want to go split? Do you want to go halves on like a month?
Fuck it, yeah. I can tell you right now what the differences are, because it doesn't even talk about GPT-4. It's just that now we all know it's only available for Plus users.
Yeah.
The normal free plan is available when demand is low, standard response speed, and regular model updates. That's the things listed on the regular free plan. The paid plan, ChatGPT Plus, available even when demand is high, faster response speed, and priority access to new features. So basically it'll be a bit faster, and you get access to GPT-4.
And now GPT-4 is the one that also surfs the web and everything as well.
GPT-4 is the one where it can Google things, and it can recognize images.
Yeah, see, that's the one we want to do. We want to fuck about with that one.
I said, as I'm just clicking the upgrade plan, and my mouse over says, due to high demand, we've temporarily paused upgrades.
Damn, bro, damn. That's fucking... as soon as I, stop pausing upgrades, whatever, we'll, just let me know how much it is, and I'll review half.
Fuck it, yeah. I'm dying to check it out.
Bro, I'll give it a go on one of my fucking college assignments and some shit, and let you know how it goes.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Another one we got on my list is the what I named Mushroom PC, which I'm also gonna Google.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me
is
about
it like
this one.
Mushroom Cooled or something?
No, isn't like a lot of
There-
the electrical components, they just use the mushrooms for, like conductors or some shit, wasn't it?
I'm
And
pulling
how
up
it
the
was more
actual
effective than the
web
majority
page
of
here.
PCs.
I'm pulling up the webpage here so I can actually have a source to take from here. But it is literally that.
I saw it in a dream.
Oh, jeez! Oh my god! That pop was the fucking bottle. It was the cello concoction. The pressure just popped the cap off itself. Where did the cap go? I saw it kept like slowly moving up as I was pushing it back down, but I just put it on the floor there and it just popped itself. How high is the pressure in that? It's opening itself. I can't close it.
You know what that means, right?
It means I have to drink it.
Haunted.
It means you have to drink it, bro.
No, it means I'm closing it again.
No, it means
stay
you have to
closed
drink. Bro,
for
it's
now.
telling it opened itself. It's telling
It's
you to drink.
literally
Now.
opening itself. Okay, we'll come back to the cello. Yeah, Fungus PC. What's the headline here? Inside the lab that's growing mushroom computers. It's a whole inside article. Of course, they made a Last of Us joke. In other words, they're trying to see if mushrooms can carry out computing and sensing functions. They're essentially using mycelium. This is the specific of what they're using. They're using mycelium instead of actual wiring in terms of things like the CPU and stuff. An actual quote from the website here is, with fungal computers, mycelium, the branching web-like root structures of the fungus, acts as conductors, as well as the electronic components of a computer. They can receive and send electrical signals as well as retain memory. That's like, they've made a working prototype of this. A quote from them, I mix mycelium cultures with hemp or with wood shavings, and then place it in the closed plastic boxes and allow the mycelium to colonize the substrate. So everything then looks white, says Andrew Adamansky, director of the Unconventional Computing Laboratory at the University of West England in Bristol. Oh, it's Bristol where they did this. Another quote.
Ingerland.
Then we insert electrodes and record the electrical activity of the mycelium, so through the stimulation it becomes electrical activity, and then we get the response. He notes that this is the UK's only wet lab, one where chemicals, liquid, or biological matter is present in any department of computer science.
Right.
So yeah, they're literally using fungus and mushrooms in like on a motherboard. The big photo they showed was literally like a computer motherboard. As you guys know it, you both have PCs. You know what a motherboard looks like, and it's just
Never
got
seen one in my
like
life.
growths on it. It looks kind of disgusting, but it's also very cool.
Stick it in the chat. I'm curious. I want to say it now.
Yeah. This is the photo that they sent around here. A mushroom motherboard, Adam Amensky. I wish I could put photos into the Twitch chat. If everyone actually, I'll put it in the. I can put it in the dungeon.
Simulation, you say?
You're on OBS. You're like streaming the window, aren't you?
I'm gonna put it in the Discord.
Yeah.
So
Like
that's
just on OBS, you're like streaming the window, aren't you?
There's a good plug. I'm gonna get a link to the Discord to put in the chat again.
On a totally unrelated note, like an absolutely unrelated note, just while he does this, they recently in Chainsaw Man, the manga, they introduced a devil called the Falling Devil, because they're all fears and shit, and she's very attractive. Go Google her. I've been thinking about her nonstop. Anyway, not important. Why did I try to join that Discord? I'm in it.
You're in the Discord.
Well done.
No.
So in memes, fuck, I'm gonna put it in general. In general, we now have a photo of a fungal motherboard.
Mad.
Funky. We have another photo here that I can send in, which is preparing to record dynamics of electrical resistance of hemp shaving. This is way too many smart things for me. I don't understand half of this.
I mean, like,
funny computer have fungus in it.
At the end of the day, like, computers are just rocks that we tricked into thinking, you know?
It's a great way to put it, Jake.
Yeah.
And yes, Charm, stimulation, you say? Fuck's sake. But yeah, I think the whole thing they were saying is like, I don't think you could ever see, at least anytime soon, computers actually implementing fungus.
My hungry ass could never.
Um, but it is definitely an interesting experiment of a possible alternative to computers and their other components.
Just sometime in the future when some
I'm gonna trim
kind of
my PC.
apocalypse happens. Some kind of apocalypse will happen, and like those guys, they're sorted. Don't worry about them.
Sal was way
Mm.
ahead of us with his what's the name of
Yeah,
the spider
yeah.
living in his computer?
Oh, fuck, I don't know.
Man, if he runs like Skyrim with too many mods, that thing is just dead.
Toasty spider.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up the last big brain ish
Of us.
thing on my list, which is the fact that it's something I saw just today, or I'd seen it again today.
You guys have been talking about smart shit this whole time, and I haven't been able to pitch in because I don't know about any of it. I just know sexy drawings, you know.
Well, this is like this is like an astronomy thing that I found. Not astrology, very different. Nothing wrong with
Astrology.
that. But you know, astronomy. Astrology is glowy stone do thing. It's
Speaking of
astronomy
which,
is space
for
and shit.
anyone, because astrology people tend to like them salt lamps and shit. Don't have that shit in your bedroom. That shit makes it like fucks with the air, and it don't have that shit in your bedroom. Don't have like if you want it in your house, sure. Don't have it in your bedroom.
This is an
Right,
X-Jack
continue.
XPSA.
Yeah. But like, they're gonna tell you it's not hazardous, but like it objectively is. I think it creates more oxygen than it should, and surprisingly having more oxygen in the air in your room where you spend a lot of time breathing is a bad thing.
Charm
Anyway,
says in
continue.
chat that quote, I'd be licking my salt lamp I'd be licking my salt lamp to sleep daily and nightly. Love it, Charm.
That's
You're doing
fair.
great.
You're allowed to do that. What's it? They on that there TikTok. I don't want to.
On that there TikTok.
This is me quoting TikTok, not me being a sexism. But so astrology is well known as racism for girls, right?
Is it?
Is it?
Yes. Yeah. And that's how it's branded on TikTok. They just go, "This is how it is."
It's how it's advertised on TikTok.
Yeah. It's how it's advertised on TikTok. Because it's mostly just a way for people to talk shit about each other without any like actual reason to dislike each other, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
On a lighter
Anyway,
note, back to
continue with what
physics.
you're gonna say.
So this is the last big brain topic I have on it, which is the physics, is supposedly the JWST, which is a far-range interstellar telescope, to my knowledge, up in space, has discovered something which they're still trying to prove. They're still running all the tests to make sure that it isn't, incorrect. But given if it is correct, we will have to rethink everything we know about the origin of the universe. Because what it discovered, it was studying 6 distant galaxies, right? And what it found is the light coming from those galaxies, from their measurements, it was showing that the light coming from those galaxies was older than the Big Bang. Which, the Big Bang, if that was the start of everything, how could this light have existed from beforehand?
How do they know how old the light is?
I'm kind of dumbing it down a lot to say that. If you want me to be more specific, I can actually go back and look it up.
Oh no.
JWST.
Oh, I fucked it up.
If I just look up JWST, the James Webb Space Telescope, that's what it was. If I look up recent discovery.
I thought he was gonna talk about like an asteroid that was gonna hit the Earth or something like that. Now it's just
I don't
boring
know.
science.
It's boring science stuff that if they... I'm not finding much now. It is it's basically that they discovered this strange or the light coming from these guys. I'm gonna look up what I saw a TikTok on it, and I'm actually gonna watch it now. I'm gonna mute my mic and watch this just to make sure that I get my facts right, and see where they got their information from. This is so unprofessional of me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you.
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing better than you. Hiya!
Ow, that hurt. That a lot, Jacob. That was uncalled for.
Call me John Wilkes Booth. So, when are we gonna get? When are we gonna get sexy drawings of the old light? Can we get like MILF light?
Can I get what? I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying.
MILF light, but it's the MILF. You know how they got drawings of like the Earth and the black hole.
Right, I got
and
it.
Shit. That, but like sexy drawings of this new older light.
So I figured out the actual the actual science of it, which is the fact that they can tell how old the light is because depending on the actual, it's like a combination of the strength of it and the wavelength. They can tell how far it's traveled, right? And depending on how far it's traveled, that's how old it is because obviously there's a limit to its speed, and you can do the maths there and figure out how old the light is, right?
Does light have a terminal velocity? Anyway, that's not important.
That's the speed of light, yeah. So, depending on the speed and the size of the galaxy, they can tell how old it is, right? Because what they've essentially found is they found galaxies that are super old, so they should look super tiny. Because, obviously, the bigger ones, if we could... It's so difficult to try and explain this, because I half understand it myself. Basically, they found supermassive galaxies with super old light, which shouldn't be possible. Because the galaxies being... the older... I'm contradicting myself now as I'm trying to say this, as I'm trying to explain it. Basically, they found a thing that shouldn't exist.
Okay, but
Because
why don't they just... I don't know.
It shouldn't exist because our understanding of everything is that...
It's too old.
Yeah, our understanding of everything is that after the Big Bang happens, it creates galaxies that are super small and they slowly expand, right?
Okay.
But what they found is that they found galaxies that are so old and so large that they shouldn't actually exist.
So what you're saying is the scientists were wrong.
What we're saying is that this discovery could prove that there is galaxies or there is stuff in the universe like galaxies and light that predates the Big Bang. Which, if there's anything in the universe that predates the Big Bang, we need to completely rethink our understanding of the universe.
Well, what if there's more than... this is like me talking out my ass because I don't know anything about science. What if there's like more than one universe? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if the...
multiverse. Oh my god, it's a tear in the fabric of space and time.
We're not doing Marvel. We're not doing Marvel. This is science. Anyway.
Well, there is actually a scientific theory out there as to how the multiverse could exist.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Anyway,
we're not going to get into quantum theory. We're not going to get into string theory. We're not getting into that.
I forgot he's here. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
String theory is one of the most complicated things in theoretical physics, and we're not getting into that, unless you guys want to. What's this?
We do not.
No.
Okay.
Watch. I'll fix string theory real quick. Watch this.
I'm about to ask ChatGPT, explain string theory in a short, simple manner.
Please don't.
There, string theory finished.
Okay. Anyway, so moving on swiftly.
So is the universe not just a collective of galaxies?
The universe.
I sort of figured.
The idea is that the Big Bang ejected particles everywhere, and because of gravity, those particles started to pull themselves together, and they formed planets and galaxies. And as time goes on, everything is expanding since that initial ejection. So technically,
can I just say,
okay, but who's to say that's the only ejection though? Like, what if there's because like in our
multiple Big Bangs?
Yeah, like in our because space isn't 100% empty. Well, it's mostly empty. It's like you know, they say that you
A lot
shouldn't
of
call
empty
it a
space.
vacuum or some shit like that because it's got some stuff in it. It's just very light on shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, what if there's like, I don't know, what if just like super fucking duper far away there's another universe that was created by a separate Big Bang? And what if, I guess you'd have to come up with a new word for shit
That's the thing.
outside if
They
there's
probably
more than
wouldn't.
one universe.
They probably
then.
wouldn't define it then as another universe. They'd probably say it would have to be defined as something outside of a
So
galaxy,
the
because
universe is just everything.
we have planets that you go out further, you got a solar system. You go out further, you got a galaxy, and go out further, there is multiple galaxies. I can't remember if there's a word for.
Okay.
There is definitely a word for outside of a galaxy.
I thought that's what a universe was.
It could be. Maybe they will. Maybe because that's the thing. We don't really know. This is everything that we've believed to be true based on all the facts we have. But if this stuff ends up being true, or that these galaxies that they've just been studying predate the Big Bang as we've known it, they'll have to amend a new theory based on it. That could mean that there's been multiple Big Bangs, or something along those lines. You never know. We never know what is going to be the new mainstream theory that everyone believes based on what they find now.
Yeah, isn't it the belief or fucking I don't know. Once again, I don't know fucking jack about science. I'm just speaking out my ass real quick. It's very impressive. I should watch, but I get banned on Twitch. So isn't it like everything expands, but because the fact antimatter exists for every bit of matter, there should be antimatter. Eventually, the universe collapses in on itself, and then starts a new Big Bang or some shit like that, or that was like a theory or some shit like or something. So why isn't it just like yeah that, but like you know, a bunch of them?
I'm be honest with you, I don't know.
Can I move us on real quick?
You
Well,
can
I was gonna
certainly
say I
try.
just found an actual
Oh,
short
not yet.
thing that it's literally a report on the discovery that they've had. Which
Ah.
the quote from them is, "I almost spit my coffee out."
Almost.
The headline is
Come on, that they're not committed to the fucking bit. If I was a scientist and I saw something that ruined science, I would spit my coffee out.
At the
Like
very
just so it
least.
could go down in history, you know? I'm the guy that fucking did a spit take because I ruined science.
so the headline here is astronomers found several candidates for hefty galaxies in the early universe, including one.
Hefty, you don't gotta fat shame him. Holy shit.
I'm quoting the thing. Including one of a possible stellar mass equivalent to 100 billion times that of the sun. They appeared to the team as bright red, quote, pinpricks in a patch of sky that, in the patch of sky, the size of a marker dot drawn on a thumb held out at arm's length. The team behind the new finding was shocked and thrilled. The characteristics of these ancient points, whose light had been journeying through space for most of the history of the universe, had never been seen before in this way. They hint at a few exciting possibilities. Even just 500 to 800 million years after the Big Bang, these galaxies look put together. The assembly of galaxies and stars may have kickstarted earlier than once thought. The team might also be looking at a supermassive black hole from a long time ago. So yeah, basically they're looking at galaxies that should only be able, like, words, do it right. For the age of the universe as we believe it, starting from the Big Bang, these galaxies have been mature, which shouldn't be possible. These galaxies look old at the beginning of the universe. So somehow their aging could have been accelerated. They could have existed before the Big Bang. That's what needs to be now tested out and found out. The work described in the paper published Wednesday in Nature is the latest science to emerge about the deep universe with the James Webb Telescope. Equipped with 4 sensitive instruments at frigid temperatures about 1 million miles from Earth, JWST is able to resolve objects that are faint in the eyes of predecessors like Hubble Space Telescope, and they've got the screenshots from it, which is the 6 galaxies. But I'm not going to read on and bore you guys. But yeah, basically we found galaxies that are super old, and and are super. They're at a certain point where basically they're that old and that mature that they shouldn't exist.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Neat.
So,
I have another topic to move on to. It's Jacob. This
Yes.
one's gonna dig deep with you, but Lance Reddick.
Oh.
I know, tragic.
Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know who Lance Reddick is, Lance Reddick was an actor and a voice actor who was in many shows.
He was in
And-
John Wick,
oh yeah,
Wire,
yeah,
Resident
Lance Reddick, yeah.
Evil. Yeah.
And I think on St. Patrick's Day, he unfortunately passed away from natural causes. It's very tragic. He was only 60 years old, and it's
I've got
very
it here. He
upsetting.
passed on the 17th.
Yeah, right.
Very sad.
Yeah, it's a shame. And apparently, according to something like game logs, or according to his family or something, because he was huge in the Destiny community. Everybody knew him. He played the games religiously. He would talk about it all the time. He was very deeply ingrained in the community. And unfortunately, when he died, or the day before he died, he was playing Destiny.
Yeah.
Just to show you how like much of his life it was, as much as he was as part of ours. And yeah, and according to, if you can view his because you can view his like collections and stuff on his account. One of the last things he did was he finished the most recent DLC. So, at least he wasn't, he got halfway through it, or like, because he finished it, and I was like, fuck, what? I don't know. It's some catharsis. He's sad. The guy died. I liked him.
Mm.
Yeah, we all liked him.
Yeah,
The voice was like butter.
it was.
It was. Tragic.
It was a lot of, and there's a thing where there's a thing in Destiny where you have to like represent a class, so it's sort of like warlocks versus hunters versus titans sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people on TikTok are saying that for this event, the event coming up, you should try to represent your titans as an honor for him, because obviously he was Commander Zavala of the Titans, and I'm pretty sure he played as a Titan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Anyway, let's move on to something less sad. I feel.
Last one of that, you said did you mention that there's like an event coming up in memory of him?
I don't. Bungie hasn't announced anything.
Right.
It's mostly it's just been players trying to do stuff to honor him.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like if you go to the tower, a lot of the time, I even saw it. There's a lot of people just sort of standing by him, spending time by Commander Zavala, because that's how they remember Lance Riddick, and that's how he's probably going to be immortalized for a very long time, because the game's very popular and he's one of people's many characters. It also means that now Warlocks are the only class with a commander, or like a leader, or a vanguard. That's the word.
Mm.
Because obviously Cade 6 died, but that's just the character in the story. But now we've actually lost Lance Riddick, and so I don't know how they're gonna continue with his character or whatever. But yeah, it was a shame to hear. It was sad, but
Wasn't it
yeah.
like the Destiny 2 storyline where like the Traveler is the big bad at the moment, or something like that?
That's a big theory.
Yeah.
But, I don't think they've confirmed it. They sort of hinted at it, but it's man. Don't get me into fucking Destiny story. I'll be here all night.
I was gonna
We'll
say
go into the
I know
lore.
nothing about Destiny story. Even though I've been playing it, I know nothing about the actual story behind it.
I've been getting into it. It's good. I'm like
Every
It
time
is,
a question is
right?
brought up about the Destiny story, Jake always goes, "Well, it all starts with a traveler."
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna. Okay. Do we have more topics to talk about, or can
I have two more,
Okay.
and they're both very scratch the brain itch kind of kind of topics.
Right. You know what, Jake? You go with your one first, real quick.
Wait, I need to Google stuff from mine because
Okay.
it was
All right.
years
Look,
ago I heard about
give us
this.
a brain itch, real quick.
Okay, one of the two brain itch ones is the Cars universe,
Oh
and
yeah.
how specifically we got into a conversation in the car that we stopped because we're like, we can totally talk about this on the podcast, which is how the events of a particular event in history might have been different in the Cars universe and how different historical events would have been.
Yeah.
Because the big one was, which we could talk about. We could talk about this on Twitch. Yeah, one of the big ones was the fact that one of the cars from the Cars universe is a Marine from World War II,
Yeah. So you've
which
got
the
the Willis
existence of
Jeep.
him implies the existence of Cars Hitler.
Yeah, because you've got the Willis Jeep. So, which was made, World War II, which again implies that there was a war. And then you had what else? You had the Pope. You
So
had a Pope
Cars
car.
Pope means Cars Jesus.
Yeah, which would suggest car
Catholicism.
Jesus, Catholicism.
Catholicism?
Uh, and then from there it kind of escalated to
How do cars
planes.
reproduce?
We're not going there.
Tex, I believe.
I think it happens in a factory.
Well, when a mommy car and a daddy car love each other very much,
They crash into each other at great speed.
imagine they just slam into each other.
Oh, they're like snakes or like eagles or something.
I got it. Two cars head on, slam into each other at top speed, and the bits of
Merge
shrapnel
the
that breaks
engines.
off, both of their like bonnets smash into each other, and the remaining
Also-
like clobber that is left behind turns into a car.
We also just point out that in the first Cars movie, the two Mark 1 MX-5 Flash Lightning McQueen,
Oh yeah.
the pop-up headlights, they flash him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Does
there-
that mean that like if you're a car in that universe and you don't have pop-up headlights, does that mean that you're just like naked?
But like
Mm.
even I can't remember the car's name. The truck that drives like McQueen around.
Mater.
No, that's the pickup.
Oh.
The one that drives
Tone.
the one that drives
Mac.
McQueen around.
Mac.
Yeah, Mac.
Mac.
Like Mac driving during the night, he's the headlights on. Has he got his tits out? Is that what the
I think
The-
so. I mean, if the whole they pop up headlights and they flash them, does that mean that like if you just don't have pop up headlights, you just got like normal lights, you just tits out all the time?
I
That'd be
I
cool.
assume it's when the lights are on. It's like considered that's what it is.
So at nighttime, you're just kind of flashing everyone.
That's exactly.
It must be kind of cold.
Imagine you're that guy with the high beams on.
But like it was a funny bit in the movie, but then it really leaves more questions than answers.
I think that's majority of the Cars universe. It's all funny bits that just add to more questions. Like
Yeah, but then like
cars have doors. What's on the inside of the door?
they're in it.
I'm convinced it's just organs and
Is
shit.
it organs? Is it
because
empty?
Because you can't open it. Like, have we seen bar maters? Have we seen the doors open?
Does Mater ever
Another
open his
car?
doors? Hold up, I need to find an image of this. Cars Mater
I'm sure he
Opening-
does in like a bit or something. I'm sure he
opening
does.
doors. Images. No. Oh, he does open his door.
Yeah, I thought so. But you can't see in though, can you?
No, it's like from the
No.
front on, I think.
Exactly. So is him doing that? Is he just like revealing his guts or some
Oh,
shit?
sorry, this was in I think this was in the latest one. You know how they had like that thing on Disney Plus? There's because I'm seeing it here as a GIF.
Show.
Yeah, there's a GIF here where it looks like it's in like slow motion and Mater's up like in the air and there's a tiny floating Mater beside him that opens opens the slow-mo Mater's door and flies inside. I'm gonna send the GIF in the thing.
So it goes into his head or some shit?
I'm gonna
I
send
don't
it
know.
in general in the dungeon. Look at that. Guy opens the door and flies in.
Okay, so
Huh.
here's then.
So there is a hollow space. Given that we're taking this as canon, there is a hollow space inside of the vehicles, inside
Yeah.
of all the cars. Is he flying in his is that his ear?
It must be. It must be like the whole thing, in one ear, out the other type sort of situation. I don't know. It's
Because where
It's a
does their
funny one,
mouth
though.
go? Do they eat food?
Well, that's the thing. They have fuel. Remember in the first one when the sheriff only gives Lightning McQueen enough fuel so he can't actually escape?
That's fucked up when you think about it.
Yeah, because like, so they have fuel. Like they've got the petrol stations where they sit there and they have the fuel and
I
whatnot. And
wonder,
it's all
is it like an in
beautiful.
time situation? If you've ever seen that very mediocre movie,
Don't think so. No.
it's got who's in time. I can't remember the
And
name.
we had. Oh, I don't
Justin
even want-
Timberlake is the lead actor in it.
Oh, the one with like time is money.
Yeah, it's a dystopian
That
movie
was
where
a
time
very
is money.
mid movie.
Yeah, because is it something like that where like oil and or diesel is like your time, and you're always slowly running out of life, but
Oh no,
eventually
because Lightning McQueen runs out of fuel in the first one. That's the whole point. The sheriff only puts enough fuel for him so he can't actually escape the town. And he runs out of fuel right next to him. So they don't die if they run out of fuel, they're just kind of stranded.
They die when they get old. They just die of age, or if
Yeah,
they
or
get
they
that
crash.
badly damaged, yeah, they die.
They're like, oh, and look, here's another one, because in the second movie, they have engines, and they have issues with their engines, and like they have parts replaced and everything. Like, is that their organs? Because like the whole thing with the second movie, Cars 2, like it was all spine, it was kind of shit, but like they had lemons. And the issue with them is that like they're constantly breaking down. They're shit cars, they're lemons, you know? They're shit cars. And
Yeah.
like they have engine parts replaced. You see one part when they're on a voice, they're on a video call, and you can see this guy who's currently
On a
getting his
Teams meeting.
engines done. Yeah, and even at the end of the movie, they literally like you had the main bad guy who was pretending to be all electric, but they had him open his bonnet and he has a shitty fucking engine in there. Is that like his guts? Are they just like ripping open his stomach and looking at his guts?
Or is it like him? If you get your engine changed, right, in the Cars universe, is that like you getting heart surgery or getting a haircut?
Again, it's your engine. That's your heart, isn't it?
It's gotta
Engine
be.
would be the heart. You know, your ECU, the brain. Like you're getting heart surgery.
There's so much in the car. How do they do? Like, how do they build things? They've got houses. How do they build the houses?
The cranes, are
Cranes.
alive
Yeah, they have to be.
with the sound
They
of
have.
music.
Imagine being born a crane, but you just don't want to be. You always wanted to be like a race
Yeah.
car.
Can
Like, what
cranes
are you gonna do?
move?
It
They
must
be able
suck.
to.
Imagine
They
being
must
born
be
a
able to,
crane
like-
without the like. It's not like a crane truck. Like it's a stationary crane. Are you just stuck there for
Do you
your whole life?
reckon? Do you reckon there are tanks that are alive?
Oh, that have to be. Wouldn't
Has
they?
to be.
There has to
Like,
be.
There's functional tanks in real life, so there has to be like functional tanks in
There has
in
to be.
cars.
Especially because we've confirmed war.
yeah,
Yeah.
war. Oh my god,
There has to be tanks.
it has to be.
Or were the tanks like, not like gotten rid of for the best of society?
They
or something
didn't
like that, you know?
genocide the tanks.
That's what I'm saying. We don't see any tanks. We see planes. We see warplanes. We
Well, we
see
haven't
seen
old
many
boats either.
warplanes, but we don't see any tanks. We see plenty of boats. What are you talking
We
about?
do see boats, yeah. In the second
we?
movie, there's yachts.
We see a fuckload of boats. There's tons of boats in
I
those
haven't
movies.
seen
They've
the
even
movies.
got
And there are
they've even got
planes
an
and
aircraft
everything.
carrier in those
Yeah.
movies.
Is the aircraft carrier alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a stupid question. Of course it is. They're all alive.
Of course, it's alive.
But they don't show tanks, and that's because I reckon they got rid of the tanks because they pose too much of a threat to live in day-to-day society,
Here's
which
a
is
question.
fucked up.
Some of the vehicles, I'll say, because not necessarily cars. Some of the vehicles are parodies of real life animals, such as the tractors being a
Beetle.
parody of cows.
Flies.
And the beetles being, beetles.
Beetles, yeah.
I was gonna say, what other real life animals do you think would be a car equivalent?
Oh, maybe that's what it is. The Panzer is just an actual like tiger or something.
Oh,
be good.
iffy.
I wonder if there's a. Do we ever see a motorbike?
I don't know. I'm gonna Google it.
I don't think so. Don't remember seeing one.
Motorcycle. Apparently motorcycles don't exist in the Cars universe.
Let's say, I don't
No, there
remember
are
seeing one.
no motorcycles.
That's a
There's
very interesting.
fucking dinosaur. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's in
so
the
nice.
Meta show, isn't it?
Oh, that's a monster truck. Oh, okay.
There is a
Of course they've
school
got a
bus,
fucking
but there's
mine.
no humans
What the
that
fuck
would
are
be
they
in the
taking
school
to
bus.
school?
Yeah, but there's
Exactly.
double-decker buses and everything. There's taxis.
All right.
What are
Who
they doing?
taxiing around? This
Oh my God.
universe has full of questions.
So you know the way there's the Pope.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know the way there's the Pope Mobile.
Yes.
Is that dude's whole purpose? Is that he drags this guy around sometimes?
I like to think that the
Is
whole
that what
appeal
this
is
guy
more of an
was born
occupation
for?
than I like to think it's an
But-
occupation, not
How
necessarily
the
his
fuck does he
purpose.
change that?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I
it's not like
think
a trailer. It's part of him. He's only got 2 wheels otherwise.
I think you're right. I think he's born
Like,
I've
did
also
they
to do that one
breed
job.
this man to be this guy's like butler, pretty much?
I've just found the image of the Pope in the Pope Mobile, and he's inside of him.
Yeah.
First of all, surely the Pope isn't okay with that.
I don't think he has much of a choice. Oh my God, what if he was born
Also,
inside of him?
there were fucking assassination attempts in this movie.
Is there JFK in the Cars universe?
I mean, there must be.
There
But
has
what was
to
he
be.
in? But what was he in?
Oh my
No,
God,
he
they
was just driving along.
He
surely.
would have been the caddy. He was the Was he a convertible? Oh my God, this leaves even more questions. And he was murked.
Yeah.
You got Abraham Lincoln goes to see a play, shot in the back of the head.
Well, there is the Queen. There's Queen Elizabeth in the Cars universe.
Yeah.
Oh my
Which
God.
means that there's a monarchy, which means that
No, there's
cars
no
fucked
tanks.
their own cousins.
There's no tanks, but there's a guy who has like the word tank written on his. Oh, but maybe that's like talking about the other kind of tank, like fuel tank. That makes sense. Never mind. Well, like tractors.
I
they're
think
like,
what we really need to know
as you were
is the
googling it,
car's
did you find the
anatomy.
image of these two cars serve literally no purpose in the Cars universe? Was the bus and the taxi?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think what we need to know is the car's anatomy. That's what we need to know first. That's
yeah.
the first step.
Cars anatomy, and then just how car society really came to be.
Yes.
Because how are they born? I need to know.
Oh my God, is it like the movie Robots? Is it like that situation where they're just shipped like a box and it's like build
That
it
would
yourself
make the
type
most
situation?
sense. But
That
like,
would make the
how
most sense.
do the parents assemble them when they've all just got little
Making
like
the
nubby
baby
wheels?
the fun
With
part.
great difficulty.
Hey Luke, check memes when you get the chance. One
This in the
sec.
dungeon or the
Oh yeah, fuck it, in the dungeon so other people can see it. People in chat can have a look if you want.
in memes? Racing, a complicated
Memes.
racing. Yeah.
Yeah,
For fuck's sake.
let's be honest. Cars 2 wasn't the best movie.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't exactly peak fiction.
It was kind of shit.
However, what is peak work is ChatGPT's version of string theory that I looked up.
No, we don't care.
Okay, we're not going back on string theory.
Save that for a different one.
The final thing I had on my list after the Cars universe was how big an animal can you kill?
Oh. Now, what situation we end up?
Okay, so we need to be specific again. You're in an open field.
Okay,
Open
you're
field.
in an island. You're on an island, right?
Yeah, you're on an
Yeah.
island.
Okay.
So yeah, Jake,
you're on an
Jake, you
island.
pitch this to
There's
us. So you run us through it.
okay, so you're on an island pretty much. There's big walls that block you from getting to the outside world.
It's
If you
like
try
Attack
to
on
leave
Titan
the
or
outside
like the
world,
Maze
if
Runner.
you try to leave to the outside world, you will be killed with fucking magic.
So yeah, it's like it's the Glade from the Maze Runner.
It's Fortnite. You're in Fortnite. Okay, and there's different sections. So there's water section, there's a forest, jungle section, whatever. Like you and the animal that you're fighting need to survive.
Mm-hmm.
You are not allowed to leave until you kill this animal. This animal is not allowed to leave till it kills you. And it knows that, and it's a little bit smart. Not
It's
super smart, but smarter than
semi-intelligent.
the average. Yeah, semi-intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
What is the biggest or most dangerous animal you think you have a chance with?
Well, if I was to start small and work my way up, I'm pretty sure I can kill like a chicken.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're pretty
yeah.
easy. You just pick
Alright.
it up and snap its neck. Yeah, they're easy.
Here's a one-up from
Catching it
chicken.
is the hard part.
Here's a one-up
Yeah,
from
but
chicken that
it's-
people often forget. A crow. Because they can fucking fly.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you catch
can't
it, it's
leave.
done.
And keep in mind, it needs to try and kill you. You get to pick what it is.
If it goes for
But
you and
it
you
needs
like
to
grab
try
a
and kill
rock or
you.
something, you could do some damage.
What if it gets
Well, if
one of
it
your
goes
eyes in
for
your
you-
sleep or something? You know?
Or just don't sleep. Try and
Oh,
have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
but,
What
like,
if it
then it
keeps
can
its
wait
distance
you out.
until you have to go to sleep?
Then
How
it
can
can
you-
wait you out. Well, like I
don't
said,
think it could
if
wait
it's
you
in a
out.
fucking forest and there's 100 trees there,
Well,
it
can
can
I-
just fucking wait you out. Because it's like, oh, it just goes to fucking sleep. It goes like builds this little nest or whatever, checks up on you every once in a while. It catches you snoozing. It catches you losing. You know what I'm
Maybe
saying?
I
How
can't
big
kill a
is
crow.
the island?
You snooze, you lose, and it
Well,
looks
but-
like you snozzed and you lost.
How big is the island though?
Not that big. It's not. It's
Yeah.
like. It's like smaller than Hunger Games type thing. You know
could
what I'm saying?
you could run from one side to the other in what, like let's say 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
In a day.
A day.
Okay, no,
okay,
not a
so
day, not a
big
day.
and a
Okay,
half.
like half an hour you can get from the other side. You can get to the other side, but like you know, it's
Like
not
full
that big.
sprint?
It's not you can see the other side, but it's
Okay.
got different sections. So like desert section, water section.
It's got
I
biomes.
already went over that bit. It's got biomes.
So
That's what
then
I'm
all you
saying.
do is you just kind of keep an eye on it, see where it's making its nest, and then just deny it nest. Like no, none of that for you.
All right, okay.
Buddy
It's
boy.
a fucking crow. How fast do you think you are?
No, I'll just figure out a way. And I'll just burn down the forest section.
With what?
I'll figure it
I've
out.
seen you try to build a fire
And
You
you've
need
seen
to
me
paint dinner?
sit
without any fuel.
Give me white spirit and a lighter, and I fucking got this.
Oh, so you've no white spirit because you're on an island.
You can do the whole, the friction.
No, yeah. To start a fire, you have to do the friction method, twisting a stick.
Okay, and I'll do it.
You think you can do that before the crow pokes your eyes out?
Well, I mean, if I'm doing that and the crow comes to me, one of two things will happen. One, I'll get it. Two, I lose an eye. Three, I burn a forest down.
Wouldn't you also then burn your source of food?
Fuck that, I'm not going to be there long enough to eat that. One of two, if I burn the forest down, I'm either cooking that fucker in the forest or, like, cooking it after it's been like, oh my god, my home's on fire. And then, like, boom, I've now caught it, and now I'm cooking it, and I'm going to eat that fucker and enjoy it, and then leave the island peacefully.
Right, I'm gonna jump to the answer that you gave before, which is that you claim you can kill a bear.
I thought
I
that was
mean-
And
yeah,
I say
that
you're full of
was-
shit because a bear is the most
Yeah,
dangerous
okay.
animal, like the most dangerous land animal on the
Depending on
planet.
where I am, if I'm on an island, no, I can't kill the bear. If I'm not on the island, then yes, I can kill the bear.
Because you just say you'll find a gun.
Yeah, but you just said you'd
Yes.
get a gun. I don't think that's you killing it.
We were talking
I
about
don't mean to
what?
get
I mean,
political, but I feel like that's the gun killing it.
well, you
That's
know what
definitely
people
the
say,
gun
guns.
killing.
No, see, you know what people say, guns don't kill people. People kill people. Okay, so like
I feel
using
like they
that
are,
theory,
including bears.
using that theory right there. I mean, come on.
God,
That's
you
the-
made
that's-
you.
That's the argument they always give. Pro-gun
Mm.
people's like, oh, guns don't kill people. People
Yeah,
kill
but you're
people.
still
Boom.
using.
I'm using their
you're
argument.
not killing the bear.
Again,
It's like cheating.
Luke, guns don't kill people. People kill people. We've been through this.
Well, yeah, people kill people, and you do not kill bears.
I
People
mean,
kill
it's
people,
'cause you
people
haven't
don't
played
kill
PC
bears.
with me in a while, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Have you seen Cocaine Bear?
No,
Do you know how many times that fucker was shot and it kept going?
that's because he's on
To be
coke.
fair, that the bear does
That
not get
happens with a
cocaine in this
cokehead.
scenario.
That happens with a normal cokehead in fucking Dublin, bro. That's fucking normal. I know what you're on about, man.
Oh my god, that was actually a really good movie. I say that. Looking back at it, it was a pretty good movie. I'd watch it again.
I still have to say it.
Although, as we've also learned from the last podcast, I have a very low standard of films.
Yeah, true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. At no bit was I like bored and wanting to leave. I was
Yeah.
thoroughly entertained from beginning to end.
Well, that's not difficult. You could jangle some keys in front of you and I'd entertain you.
One movie that did bore me and I could not watch it. If I was in the cinema, I would have walked out, but I was watching. I was streaming it.
Quantumania.
No,
Boy.
it was Assassin's Creed.
I don't think I watched it.
My God, it was the most boring thing I've ever seen. I couldn't get 15 minutes into it. I
don't
started
think I've
watching
seen
it,
it.
and I got about as far as when what's the actor's name that plays Magneto? Fuck, young
Christian
Magneto.
Bale.
There's two bites.
Fuck, what's the guy's name? Michael Fassbender.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Michael
Fast
Fassbender plays the
Bendy.
main character, and like I literally got about as far as Michael Fassbender having his montage of learning how to use the Animus, and oh, it was just so fucking
You guys keep
boring.
talking. I'm around to the.
I remember when people were freaking out, being like, "Oh my god, an Assassin's Creed movie! That we're finally gonna have a good video game movie."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, even as a kid, because I was a fucking child at the time, I was like, man, don't get your hopes up.
What year
Love
did
of
that
God.
did Assassin's Creed come out?
A couple ago.
Assassin's Creed movie 2016 is when that came out. That wasn't that long ago. Fuck, 2016 was 7 years ago. Holy shit, I feel old.
Yeah, that was that long ago.
That was 7 fucking years ago.
Old. You're old.
Oh.
Old man.
I'm turning 23 in a couple weeks. When is my birthday?
I'm only turning 21 in like a month or so.
Little baby.
I'm
Little
a
baby man.
Man. And this little baby man is gonna fuck your mama.
Can I have that stricken for the record? It's just... Oh.
Denied.
Denied.
Overruled, or is it overcooled?
I said I'm now out of topics.
Oh,
But Waggy
I
has
had-
just run to the bathroom.
Oh,
I
I'm here.
had that one.
Oh, what's that one? Yeah, tell us the one.
So
Because I'm now out of topics.
I
This
also have
artist
one
guy.
stuff.
I can't talk too much about him because I don't want to start spitting wrong fact or what's it? False fact, false information,
Fake news.
Fake
fake
news.
news. But what's his fuck? Chris Burden. You guys
Who?
know about Chris Burden?
No.
There's an artist named Chris Burden. He's one of my favorite artists of all time, and that's saying a lot. 'Cause usually I think artists are wankers, but that's because he's just fucking insane, and I love the guy. He did so he made he would make like statues and shit. I'm pretty sure he started off pretty tame, but then he started getting a bit more into performance art. And so he did one where he nailed himself to the back of a car and got his wife to drive it around. He
Jesus.
did one where he pretty much attached a giant metal wheel to the back of a motorcycle, got it up to 300 RPM, and it was like, oh, if anybody touches this, or if because it was in the middle of a museum, if anybody touches this, or if it breaks off, it's just gonna kill whoever's nearby and destroy probably most of the museum. And then there was this other one where a bit more directly, he had it so that it was like a big, pretty much hydraulic press at the start of the museum, and anytime people walked through the barrier to get in, it would slowly break apart the structural support beam that was holding the building up.
Ellen in chat is asking why would his wife agree to this?
Because
Does that make
Good
she
money
was a
making?
good wife. Because she was a good wife, and she respected the hustle. And yeah, so eventually the fire brigade came and took down that last art piece. Because they were like, dude, there's gonna be 1,000 people coming here. You're gonna break the building down. We can't let that happen. He was like, fuck you guys. I think
This guy sounds insane.
Oh yeah, he was. He took a video of himself getting shot, I think in the arm by his mate to prove that he was a real artist or something like that.
What
Or
the
to prove
fuck
that
does
he
that
was
even
serious.
mean?
And the last thing I'm gonna mention, and my favorite incident, is because he was getting really popular in mainstream media at the time, and so he was invited onto this to do an interview, and he was really excited to do the interview, and
This
then
is
they
starting
were
to sound like the setup to the part of the plot of Joker.
yeah, it gets that. So he's really excited for the interview, and then she asks him, and this is important. She asks him, "So, how did you get into art?" And he goes, "Is this being broadcast live?" And she goes,
Oh no, that's
"No,
never a good
no, it's not
question.
being broadcast live." And then he takes out a knife. He walks over to her, holds it to her neck, and goes, "I want this broadcast live now, or I'm going to kill." I think maybe he was threatening himself, maybe he was threatening her. I don't remember. It was a while ago since I heard this. After a while, and the police being called, they were broadcasting it live. And as soon as he confirmed that, he put the knife away. He walked back. He held the whole place hostage pretty much for a while. And then as soon as he confirmed that it was being broadcast live, he walked back over to his chair. He sat down and said, "Well, originally I wanted to be an engineer."
This guy's fucking insane.
He is
Yeah, he's my
mad.
favorite artist of all time.
Is he dead?
I don't know. I think I just saw
He's
like a
definitely
thing
in
of him.
jail.
What'd you say his name
He's
was again?
not. He's not.
Chris Burden?
Chris Burden. Yeah.
He looks insane.
Oh, he died in 2015. Yeah.
That makes sense.
How did he die?
I don't know.
I've got his Wikipedia page up here. Early life and career. Oh Jesus, later work. Oh my god.
Goes on.
It really fucking does. It doesn't really say much about personal life. Burden died on May 10th, 2015, 18 months after having been diagnosed with melanoma.
Yeah.
He was 69.
Of course he was.
Of course he fucking was.
At a good age.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, I have another topic.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
You guys heard about the Willow oil project?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it?
What is it?
It's Biden has just like given the go ahead for them to, up in Alaska to dump something like 200. Oh, how much was it? Hang on, give me a second. I'll find it again. It's like a huge. It's like an 8 billion proposal. 629 million barrels of oil that they're basically just gonna dump. And they're just gonna dump it over the next 30 years, and it's gonna cause like something like 270 odd million tons worth of CO2. And it's just gonna completely fuck up the entire planet. Like people
Why
saying,
are
"Oh
they
yeah,
doing this?
no."
Why has Biden agreed to this?
Oh, because he's making a shit ton of money from it, probably. I don't know, but he's given like the go ahead, and it's like, you know how people are saying like, "Oh yeah, we can come back from global warming."
Not after.
Not after
No,
this.
So
this
it is
will condemn
confirmed by
the planet.
scientists that this is the gun to the head.
This
of
will completely
world.
condemn the
This
entire
is
planet. Yeah, this is it.
If Biden said yes to this, then there's no hope for future generations. And he said yes, and they're gonna start it soon.
Yeah.
I think the only hope for
Also-
future generations is
also,
literally
they
to
aren't-
move to another planet at this
Also,
rate.
they aren't dumping fuel; they're siphoning it from the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is gonna completely just fucking like
It's
this will
gonna-
do it.
it's
In.
gonna
This will
escalate
be it.
Genuinely,
global
it's
warming
going to
a fair bit.
destroy. It's going to destroy the world. Like it's
Yeah.
not like I wish that was like because it sounds like I'm being it's the end of the world and all
Hyperbole.
shit. It's just genuinely like that's it. Like this is no more. Like it will destroy the majority of life on Earth, especially just pretty much humans. Like that's it. And he said yes, and there's like a fucking billion petitions being like, whoa,
There's
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa,
massive,
whoa,
you know,
no,
stop the
and-
willow. Oh well, yeah,
Yeah.
there's a massive
No,
petition at the
genuinely,
moment to stop it.
what-
Yeah.
And I know we aren't. Okay, there's fucking 7 people watching. I'm sorry, Luke, but like people need to go there. Like civilians, people need to go to this place with guns and shoot whatever fucking workers try to go into this area. I don't give like it. Genuinely, that is because it's like they're ignoring strikes, they're ignoring protests, they're ignoring petitions. Like the whole point of how politics is meant to work is petitions, strikes, and all of that bullshit is meant to be the middle ground so we don't kill the people in charge.
Mm.
but we don't do that anymore. We got rid of the guillotine when we should bring it back. I'm
Like,
getting
like for Biden to say yes to this is
like,
just
because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I think he's hilarious because he's fucking genuinely losing his mind on live TV, and it's really fucking funny.
He's a clown.
But like,
for
holy
saying
shit,
yes to this.
it's these guys who like are like, well, I'm not gonna be alive to see the benefits, and I like money, so I'm going to fuck over my children and their children if they even get to the chance to have any, because it is alarming and much faster than any of you guys think it is how this is going to take place. Like, we're looking at no more fish in like 10 years, like 15 years, no more fish. That's not me exaggerating. That's me telling the honest truth. No more fish. 10 years. In fucking 15 years, you can expect to see all of those endangered species that we all pitched in €2 for every month. Gone. No more of them.
Yeah, that €2 every month, waste of money.
Yeah, waste of fucking money. Poor dumb man's tax or whatever the fuck you call it, because it's all of this shit's just gonna fucking, the world's gonna end. It's the world's gonna fucking end. We're gonna run out of, like, oh my god, the ocean levels are gonna rise. There's a chance most of places that are, fucking below a certain sea level or whatever are going to just be underwater in a few years. Like, it's
the planet's fucked.
Anyway,
the planet is fucked. This'll do it. The planet's fucked.
I'm currently looking up like the map predictions of ocean levels rising, because I'm pretty sure, as has been predicted, by the year 2050, where we're currently living will be underwater.
Yeah, it will be. It will be, yeah. Like, we're fucked.
Like, a very high note to end the podcast.
There's no way around it. Like, we're done for. Like, that's it. Good night.
Okay, the thing is, once again, and I like, because like, once again, 7 people watching. I'm not gonna get arrested for this. You're not gonna get banned for this. The only hope is that some extremists come along and kill the people responsible for this. Because that's not me joking around. That's not me fucking around. It's genuinely, politics hasn't fucking worked, and they're about to end the fucking world. These are the bad guys in James Bond movies. These are the fucking villains in novels that we've been reading about.
Yeah, you see the bad guys like, I'm going
to come around and shoot these guys. I wish it wasn't the case, but that's how it is. The only hope for, if you want to have kids, that's too fucking bad. Because unless these people are stopped by any means necessary, and yes, that means guns, that means assassinations, that means whatever the fuck, because these people just have so much money that they can just pay off police forces. Because that's how, it annoys me so fucking much that's how the world works.
To know,
but that's just money, how it.
I'd love to know how much Joe Biden's getting from saying yes and agreeing to it. I would love to know how much money they were like, here, look, we'll slip you this if you say yes.
Has to be a fuck
ton. It has been hundreds of millions. I guarantee you'll look again in like 2 to 3 years, and Joe Biden will be up there as one of the richest people just from this.
On that note, any plans for the rest of the week, boys? Any closing thoughts?
I am going to commit an assassination attempt on the people in charge of the Willow Project.
We do not condone murder here on the D&E podcast, but
unless it's necessary.
Jake does his own thing. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Shall I prepare a raid? Who raiding today, boys?
I don't know. Dash Dax is on there, but I'm still banned, so not them.
How did you get banned from Dash Dax?
Don't worry about it.
I'm gonna raid. Someone who I haven't watched in ages. We're gonna raid Smuggies. I think that worked.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the wrong Smuggies. Fuck. Boom, there we go. Oh my god, Chad. Ethan,
He
turn
was
around.
doing that. Yeah, he was doing it at the beginning. That's how we like, you know, we opened up with him doing that in the background.
Oh god. Alright. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Bye. Love getting that a little bit political.
I need to go